So this idea of darkness and preserving darkness is something that really doesn't come up on our radar very often, and it should, and it's increasingly being recognized as a concern. As architects, we tend to enjoy the idea of using lighting to enhance our architecture and our nightscapes, and there are many issues, negative issues that come with it. Um, the the natural habitats that are created around it don't respond positively to artificial lighting, spilling into neighborhoods that don't want light, want darkness, um, and uh, obscuring the night sky, the ability to see the natural environment around us. And these can be really expanded on. I have that link on wiki pages. But with that in mind, there are interventions. We can direct the way the light falls, lighting only the surfaces that need it, no brighter than necessary, carefully controlling the amount. The color of the light affects how we respond to it. And like I said, some shielding systems and that. And it's important to, I guess, become sensitive to the value of preserving this darkness. Communities talk about it now. That's included in codes. Things about the way we light our parking lots. And we try to balance that idea of safety and light pollution in order to come up with um, I think, a good compromise that protects the environment and still creates safe transport and of people to and from their automobiles to the places that they're visiting. So it's always going to be an issue going forward, and there's lots of opportunities for us to do interventions that can be enhancing in both issues. So with that said, this is, I believe it's Phoenix, Arizona. This is the nighttime sky. And you can see how it's illuminated. This is, nighttime, so this should be a black sky with stars in it, but so much light spilling off of our city undirected towards the sky, with no purpose other than lack of concern for what it was, reflecting to, really destroying that idea of darkness of night. And we know night's important for us to reset our internal biological clock. And so there should be humanistic, natural, all kinds of perspectives to have concern over the control of this idea of darkness. And one of the things we love to do as architects is light our architecture. And we could do many things to intervene. For instance, just lighting the inside of the architecture, moderating that level of light, um, only having it on for certain periods of time, or illuminating things like just soffit areas, and really only highlighting those things that are really, really important to us. Um, and so maybe just not doing this at all is the best solution. So here's that idea of the night sky. We were photographed in the same direction, the same stars here indicated, but one is in an urban environment with a lot of light spillage from parking lighting and all of the nighttime illuminations that we have. And here we have a rural area. Now it looks like this is all bright here, but this is probably a longer exposure to show you all of the rich detail in the nighttime sky. So these are things that many people never get to experience because they never leave their own urban environment and get a chance to see that really dark nighttime sky. And this is, if anyone's flown into any large metropolitan area, this is what cities look like. Lots of lighting on streets, um, uh, undirected, and many times not even needed. And It's not only a waste of energy, but it is the loss of dark. And so with that in mind, the idea is that architects have many choices to make. So we have lighting systems, for instance, even ballards that we light walkways, spilling light in directions that aren't controlled. And we could intervene by lighting, in this case, just lighting the path itself, not spilling light off in other directions. Only lighting things that are of issue to us for security or safety in walking. Parking lot fixtures that just direct light down, and don't have broad brushes of strokes of light. And brighter is not always better. It creates a high contrast ratio. We tend to overlamp and over illuminate our nighttime scenes. So please keep it in mind, and you'll find that there are building codes now, city codes or urban design codes that pay careful attention to the specification of fixtures that take care of this idea of preserving darkness.